Okay, I'm going to come back and talk a little bit about some surface that I might put on some slabs like Micheline Thomas, is that Micheline Walsh? I'm thinking Micheline Thomas from Art Appreciation with the portrait of, how do you say it, Minoja? Anyhow, that's Little Red Riding Hood, is it not? And I've got a letter A that I'd like to think is pretty awesome, but that's in the eye of the beholder, and I've got some ideas to make it better. But I don't have any more slabs now. Perhaps the rolling pin and those picket ends over there might help me out tomorrow. But right now, I want to talk at you about a surface that on a single square might look like this, starting from this, or here's another one. This goes down, this one's even, because this is Mishima. Whoa, it's kind of dark here in the corner. Bright. That's a white pin. And then here's a couple ins and outs with the sad cat. But I mean, the fluorescent pink you can see pretty well. And this was Nicole's owl, Mr. Leonard's cat, pointing to the right, pointing to the left, and we get a mirror image. And it actually is a form of collagraph. Here's a Dr. Brett Mion, STC zone. Noel Coyote, isn't it? With the speed scroll. What's he communicating? And I like to take this into clay. I didn't have any things at home with bottoms, but let's see if I can make a slab along with some pinches over the next little while. And this is similar to the hot glue technique, which I don't like, but I'm gonna take my sketchbook with this Elvis-y looking dude. And I like the pink, but I mean, any color would work. And I sketched it out here with a pen. Where's that pen? There it is. I'm gonna set this down. And I don't have a tripod like S.A. Potter Andrew Guerra. I'll set you down for a second. Look at that black screen. Whoop, I'm back. And then you draw. You don't want air. So I'm gonna draw here. Dang it. Okay, too close. Well, let's see what happens. Ooh, this application comes out super fast. But that's okay, I hope. Whoa. Nose. I may need to do a second run through with a helper and clean out the applicator because this is a little thick, but he just needs sideburns. And a bird in the air. And that might be messed up, but experience has taught me, just like if you need some more things in the kiln, don't give up on that guy. Wait, he does have a sway back. Let's turn that into a spot. And the legal pad does that. And looking straight ahead. Okay, so we've got a cat going to the left. He'll turn around to the right. And on this 2-inch spacer, because I had these to build the walls here, I think the 3-inch blew away when I was getting more things out of the garage-udio. For this one, let's just go, nah, not to that mad guy. Find me, like maybe this dog. I'm gonna switch to green. Maybe see if I get a finer line. 1 second. Okay, what kind of line do we get? Okay, that's good. And usually what I like to do, pencil or pen, is just pencil it out first. So let's see, this is what you have. It's on a square format. I might drop my finger into green, but the down ears, a little bit of a Donegal. Okay, he's gonna have sad eyes, big nose, and kind of a sad, determined face. We'll give him a little hat if we can. You can't get 10 tons of detail here, and these are kind of small, but let's see what happens. With the fighting the wind and the glare. What? Zoop, zoop. It's like drawing with ketchup. And a lot of times I practice, like the drawing over here is probably gonna be a million times better. And I like the mat board because if it's not good, you can pitch it. And they do break down after a while if you press them into clay because the mat board soaks up. Ah! Whoops, was that wind? Like I'm going to redraw that over the top after it dries a little bit, but maybe that'd be kind of an abstract cool cat as it sits. Usually I don't have to fight the wind. And I kind of like it because it's smeary, and I mean there's two. To get two good ones, I'm not saying this is the wisest use of my time, but a lot of times I do tend to pick the two best. If you could do two and get two good ones, if you know how to stretch canvas, you could take small wood scraps, staple canvas across it. It's designed to draw on fabric, and then it would be durable. I never seem to want to take that time because then I'm afraid I'd be too tight when I do the drawing. And even though this guy looks like he's spitting up and he got smeared, I don't think he'll be too bad, depending upon where you use him. And sometimes I use them in the bottom of throne vessels, and if they're slabs, they're going to have attached bottoms, so that might not be a bad idea. Or this is all slipped in white. It's a little hard to see right now. I'm planning on scraping it off later on an application like this, where you could scrape it off and get mishima. So the end result, you know, on this little tile here, it's really not too bad. Whatever goes out will end up going in. Can you see that? That's not too bad. And then if you fire one of those, you could keep an outie, flip it around and fire it again, and you'd be back to what you started with, which means your mirror image would reverse, which isn't very noticeable on this, but for some pieces it's really cool. And then we hold on to them. I mean, this young lady, criminal justice major from Carrizo Springs, Texas, Natalie, made this owl, and it is symmetrical, and it does use the negative space, and it is on our 4x4 practice starters, so it's pretty ideal if you're in Ceramics 1 and you're going to do your second slab structure at home. If you have a hard time going beyond a cup size, make a couple, but that 12-inch, and I left my templates at school, but I can trace this. I still want to make a second A because I need ha. I got the H, the A, the H. I need a second A. And we'll see what these can do when they firm up in 24 hours. And I'll probably make one or two that I would consider good, like you.